Doodle 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 doo doodle doo. All right, new jaw harp on a Friday, and this second Friday in a row. That's my favorite type of Friday. Now inside this box there should be a standard harp from Tatarstan or Tatarstan, not sure on the pronunciation of that, and also a Masko Average. Ordered this about a week and a half ago, and it got here Wednesday, and now it's Friday, ready to unbox it. Perfect cap for hard work. Blah, blah, blah. Can't talk at all today. Perfect cap for a hard week. Let's go ahead and get this box cut open. But first, let's inspect it. Pretty thin looking box for two harps. Came completely undamaged. It's blowing my mind that the foreign post offices can ship stuff and not damage them or crush them. But something shipped, halfway across the United States, they dang near destroy it. But anyways, got here and I'm ready to unbox it. Let's get this cut open. A lot of plastic here. Oh, let's see. Where are you? How do you work? Never smart enough to get the boxes open. There we go. And packing slip. Get rid of it. They use plenty of tape, that's for sure. Don't need the elk killer today. It's a Rubik's Cube. I've had enough. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas, maybe. Get that closed there. Yeah, some green bubble wrap, which we do not need. Sticker and a card. Now we're getting on the fun stuff. Okay. We have, a button. A little teeny button. A little tiny button. And the harps are shipped. Wrapped in foam. First, let's go ahead and we'll get the one from Tatarstan. I think I gave $20 some for it, and shipping on it brought it closer to $30. It was as a recommendation from one of my subscribers, said that this is a great harp to have, and so I'm gonna have to check it out. Okay, it is shipped. This is the standard from Tatarstan, and it's shipped on a cork that's been cut in half. The slit is cut in the cork, and it's rubber banded onto there. Never seen one shipped on a cork yet. That's new. Okay, we have a square frame with an oblong loop trigger. Embouchure and reed on it. Oh, they look decently tight. Probably on par with the Blackfire. Let's get a look at that embouchure and reed. And a small harp, maybe 2.5 inches. Let's give it a listen. Oh, diamond-shaped frame. Loop trigger. The crimp on it. Unique looking crimp. It has a black coating on the frame and reed, just about like the Blackfires would be. Let's go ahead and give it a listen. I like that. A little bit higher in tone than I thought it'd be, but I do like the sound of it. Now, moving on to the Masko. The Masko cost me a little bit more. I think it was $63 or so shipped. So it was a little bit more expensive, which I got the Masko Titan, and I wanted to go ahead and try one of their other harps. It's not a bass, so I'm excited to check this one out. $60 some is more than I'm used to spending on a harp, so really excited to get a look at this. Shipped on a piece of cork with a rubber band, just like the other one. Ooh, shiny. These Masko harps seem to come with a really high level of polish. Loop trigger with a square frame. And we have some etchings or filings there. Crimp is very, very clean. Embouchure reed on it. A little bit tighter than the Tatarstan one. Excited. Let's go ahead and give a listen. A lot of good stuff between these two harps. I'm excited to do some playing around on them tonight, and I'll get back with you on them. Let's take a moment to look at both these harps. Here we have the standard from Tatarstan. Got that oblong loop trigger, diamond-shaped frame, and is coated with a similar black coating as what comes on these Zalagi harps. Nice crimp we have here. Different looking crimp than most of the other harps that I own. And the embouchure and reed on it, they're pretty tight. They look to be about on par with the Zalagi harps. Here's a black fire. Tight embouchure and reed. Not quite as beefy. The black fire from Zalagi have a little bit beefier of a frame. This frame is similar, if not the same, as like a Zalagi Chancellor. Here we have the Masko Average. Pretty looking harp at a high level of polish. We have a big loop trigger. Diamond-shaped frame with etchings or filings, a decoration that goes around the harp here. Here's the back side. Here's the front side. And a very, very clean little tiny crimp. Embouchure and reed on this are really tight, a little bit tighter than the Tatarstan harp. Pretty, the fit and finish on this harp, it's a really pretty harp, and it should be at the price I gave for it. But one final look, we'll go ahead and compare them in size. Quite a bit of difference in size in between them. Both well-playing harps. So now that we've taken a look at these harps, let's go ahead and give a listen, see how well they play. Now I'll be taking the standard from Tatarstan. I'll start at the top and work my way down, try to establish a range. Decent range we get out of this harp. The sound coming off it, it's very rich. There's lots of harmonics in it. Now the reed, I've noticed on it, it's a little bit more on the flexible side, and we want to be kind of careful when we pluck it because it takes a little bit lighter of a touch with this harp. It's a little bit more delicate. Now, let's go ahead and give it some inward and outward playing and see how well it responds to breathing. Does pretty well, especially for a harp in this price range, breathing wise. Let's go ahead and give it some percussive noises. Does really well with the percussive noises. And for a harp in this price range, I think this harp plays very well. Let's go ahead and put a jig together and see if we can get something going with it. I played a lot with this harp last night. Very good playing harp, especially for a harp in the 20 to 30 price range. I do enjoy it in that respect. It is a little bit smaller at the back, so it requires a pretty light touch in holding it. As far as muting goes, I did a little bit of muting with this harp. Muting's not quite as easy on this harp, being that it's so small and the reed is so flexible. Let's go ahead and we'll try muting from the back with a thumb, from the middle with the finger. We'll go ahead and we'll try muting with the little finger. Not quite as easy, especially muting with the little finger on this harp, because of how small it is at the back. But overall, for a harp in this price range, I really like it. A really well-playing harp. Very rich, very saturated sound. I do enjoy that. Let's go ahead and we'll look at the Masko Average. Very beautiful harp. I enjoyed playing it so much last night. Let's go ahead and see if we can establish a range. I'll start at the top and come down. Pretty decent range, pretty loud this harp is. The reed on this harp's a little bit stiffer. I like how this harp is a little bit more stable than its big brother, the Masko Titan. Not as easy, or easier to play, not as easy to get that clicking noise out of this harp. I like the extra stability in the reed. Now let's go ahead and we'll feed it some percussive noises and do some breathing along with it and see how well it does. Very good at the percussive noises, very responsive to breathing. Now let's go ahead and we'll try some muting on it. I'll try muting on the back with the thumb, muting with the middle finger, and also muting with the little finger. Been doing a lot of muting as of late, been experimenting around and learning new things, new ways to mute and new ways to insert pauses into my music. And this harp, with the rigidity of the reed, really makes muting easy. I really like it in that respect. And this harp, the only thing I don't like about this harp is the price. It's in the $60 price range, which is a little more than I'm used to spending, but it is a really pretty harp. And I do enjoy both of these harps. Let's go ahead and we'll do some side-by-side comparisons before we go. I'm going to compare the standard from Tatarstan to a Zalagi Chancellor to a Blackfire. To the Chancellor. To the Blackfire. About similar sustain we get out of all these harps. They have a similar feeling reed, although the standard from Tatarstan has a little bit more flexible of a reed, a little bit more delicate in playing. Got to be a little bit more careful in playing it. It's easier to get that clicking noise. Let's go ahead and we'll just compare them. And I'm just going to feed some different techniques into them and see what we can put together with each harp. Same tune. As far as sensitivity goes and responsive to breath, breathing, percussive noise, I would put the standard from Tatarstan somewhere, it falls somewhere in between the Zalagi Chancellor and a Blackfire. A lot of bang for the buck for this harp. I do like that. Let's go ahead and we'll compare. Let's compare the Russian harps I got. going to be comparing the Masko Average to the Titan, the Paulo Pokin, and a Glazerin Compass. Just going to feed that same tune through all three of them. Well, first we'll go ahead and we'll do sustain first off one pluck. The Compass and the Paulo Pokin. Let's go ahead and repeat that same technique through all three of them. Four of these harps. The Compass. The Paulo Pokin. Now this average one, I do enjoy it quite a bit. It's very responsive, does very well for speed playing, for all of our various techniques. Muting it excels at. I do enjoy it. Both these harps were a good buy. This one a little bit lower in the price range, a lot of bang for the buck. This one a little bit higher in price range. Both great harps. They're both getting the Beb Corp seal of approval. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this unboxing. Like, share, and subscribe for more harpery. Harp out.